Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino. Friday, September 6, 2024, post market wrap up. Lions, you got this in your inbox earlier today. If you, hopefully, you do, subscribe to my newsletter. Hold your fire. I've been telling you this for a while now, okay? This action here in the stock market from the first trading day of this month. What did we cover right here? This is a bad week. Historically, I am no rocket scientist, but I do understand market seasonality. I understand how cash moves through these markets. I understand what's going on in the grand scheme of things, and we have to talk a lot. It's not hard at all. Okay, you're supposed to think it is, but it's not. So I wrote here, hold your fire lines. I said, we nailed this. Continue to hold your fire. Keep your powder dry. We will strike when the time is right. The time is not right yet. We need to wait. I'm still sticking to my guns here. I know a lot of you have already bought. You're dabbling in here. I don't blame you. I really don't, especially as to what's going on here in the bond market. Are you watching what's happening to the yield curve, specifically the 10-year yield here, the 2-year yield? It's insane. Mitch, I know you're watching all this stuff. We're going to wait, okay? Patience is going to pay off for us. We're going to wait until the Fed makes their official announcement that they're about to cut rates. Are you watching mortgage rates right now? My mortgage broker friends out here, let's talk about what's happening. Mortgage rates are plummeting, but the Fed hasn't cut rates yet. You know they haven't cut rates because they haven't made the announcement. Imagine a society that has to be told what they can and cannot do. Imagine that. But that's where we're at now. We have to be told by certain individuals, almost godlike figures, that you're allowed to do something. You have to hear it. Then you can do it. Or, well, it's not really happening because the Fed didn't say they're cutting rates. So rates, what's happening here with rates? They're cratering, but the Fed didn't cut rates because they haven't made the announcement. Make it up. Make any of this stuff. No, it's too much. You can't honestly do it, but that's the case here. James, yes, I'm very happy that you brought that up. Look, with regard to the bank, see James Hood, see this comment here? This is a guy that's paying attention to the situation, and you all are paying attention. We've outlined the issues with the banks, upside down, backwards, sideways, and inside freaking out. The system is completely bankrupt. It's absolutely insolvent, but you're not allowed to know that. Okay, let me say this to you real quick. So let's. I got so much to talk about. I almost don't know where to start. But let's talk about the news that we got today. Look, the market. This was a pan sell-off today. Everything sold off. Not just the stock market. Crypto sold off. Gold and silver sold off. Crude oil sold off. The dollar's getting disseminated, as you would expect. Look at this headline here. This is Market Watch. I wrote all over this. So, U.S. economy adds just 142,000 jobs in August, well below forecasts. The U.S. economy created fewer jobs than expected, reflecting a slowing labor market, while also clearing the way. Listen to this. While also clearing the way for the Federal Reserve to lower interest rates later this month. Well, we heard from another Fred Creature today, and we're going to talk more about Waller in just a little bit. But look, it's over, man. Do you realize here? Look at this lovely person. You need work. During the Great Depression, don't take my word for this. Look it up for yourself. Okay, the unemployment rate, using the calculation they were using back then, which we don't use today. Okay, it wouldn't be where we are today. If we use the same calculation that they were using during the time of the Great Depression, the unemployment rate would be about 6%. Okay, that's what it would be. But what they were reporting at the time of the Great Depression was an unemployment rate of 25%. Thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. I love all tech. You know that. I've been telling you this for the longest time. So let me just enlighten you a little bit. So you got this whole thing. They want you to believe that we're adding jobs. We are not adding jobs. The US economy is bleeding jobs. We're adding nothing. Okay. We're losing jobs net every single month. And they want you to believe that the unemployment rate just came down to 4.2. Now, if we were to use the same metric that they would use during the Great Depression, we're 4 times higher than that. 4 times higher. Okay. But you see, you're not allowed to know that either. You're not allowed to know any of this stuff. Henceforth, why my videos get banned and pulled down. What did I write here? Oh, this is just a little reminder here. I was writing notes to myself. I want you, well, some of you have been with me long enough to remember some of the things that we covered at the end of last year. At the end of every year, I like to talk about what we're going to see. And, and have a crystal ball here. I just look at dynamics that are in play. It's not too hard. Leonard, thank you. I appreciate that. One of the things I said, not only were we going to see much taller tales, lies, deceptions, and everything else associated with it, but I also said we were going to see mass corporate layoffs. Corporations are laying off people by the thousands, by the tens of thousands. It's still going on. You're not allowed to know this. But again, if we cut the corporate tax rate, maybe they're going to hire you. No, they're not. We are marching. We're already very close to another Great Depression. Forget about recession, okay? Here's another headline for you. Look at this one here. Layoffs jump in August while hiring in 2024 is at a historic low. Historic low. But the unemployment rate just came down. But again, use the same calculation that they used during the Great Depression, we're 4 times higher. You're not allowed to know this stuff. Imagine our shock. Going back to the bond market today, this phenomenon that you and I have been watching forever now, especially looking at the action with the MMRI, which is back up, by the way. A lot of weird things happening to me lately, man. Maybe that's not part of it. I have no idea. Anyway, the bond market issues are extraordinary. The Fed is actually in here using yield curve control. They've reshaped the yield curve by managing it. Now they're trying to sell this to you as this is a sign that because we just came out of the longest stretch ever in history, that we've had an inverted yield curve. It's never been inverted this long. R. Parks, thank you. Now, with the Fed now reshaping the yield curve, they're selling this to you as, look at the yield curve. This means that everything is getting better. It's a lie. It's a deception, a distraction. Now, let me tell you something. With this supposed jobs here, the U.S. economy adds just 142,000 jobs, missing forecasts here. First of all, we added nothing. You know that. These are all deceptions and lies. We're in an environment of lies where the truth makes you public enemy number one. You want to make someone hate your guts. Look at some of the comments we've gotten recently on this blog. We knew it was going to happen. I told you it was going to happen. You tell the truth and you become the enemy. I don't know another way to put it. Now, we understand. Look, just with going back to this article here. So this miserable report, okay, now is clearing the way for the Fed to lower interest rates. This is what the Fed has been working towards relentlessly, along with other central banks, looking to find another avenue and excuse to get into the market and buy it all. Okay, to create cash out of nothing and buy it all. And that's exactly what's going on. So this freak got floated out. Governor Waller, he backs interest rate cut in September. Of course he does. Open to a larger move. I don't think it's going to happen. All right. I believe, let's see if Greg Mannarino is correct. All right. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I don't believe the Fed is gonna hit the market with a big cut first, because it would rattle the market. Again, we're moving into a presidential selection cycle. The Fed wants to prop it up. Period. The end. Once we get through the Federal Reserve announcement, this market's going much, much higher. You see what they're doing here. The debt market, the currency's dying. The dollar's getting decimated. It's in your face. Okay. Now, what they're going to do, in my opinion, all right, I'm just throwing this out here. As I said, incremental, smaller, 25 basis points, but a repeated series of them. You understand? Hitting the market with a big hit is going to could rattle the market, because the market's going to say, well, hold on a second. Are things that bad? Are they that bad that the Fed's got to dramatically lower rates? So I don't believe that's going to happen, but I guess we're going to see. This is what the Fed has been working for, hoping for. And I've been telling all of you that whoever is selected as a president of the United States, the spokesperson, the master puppet, that's supposed to guide you and I into some kind of utopia. Anyway, they should have traitor tattooed across their forehead, because that's who they're going to be. We already understand both selectees are working directly with the Fed right now, calling for lower rates, weaker currency. And this is making people like Waller spray their shorts. Okay, I don't know other way to put this here. Emergency, look what I wrote here. Like I said, I write these things to myself as I thought. When I read a headline, something like that, the first thing that comes to my head generally, and I wrote all over this, as you can see, when things pop into my head, I just kind of write them down. And I came up with emergency monetary policy, credit freeze, liquidity crisis. That's why they're pumping the system. Thank you, Mitch. I appreciate that. The faster this comes down, the economy, we're dead. It's over. All right. We're already very close to Great Depression levels of unemployment. Don't take my word for this, and I don't want you to take my word for anything ever, as always, but hiring is at a historic low. This is CNBC. Okay. We are literally, honestly, not you and me, because we're taking every action possible to stay ahead of this whole thing. They're leading people to the slaughter, and they're smiling. They're smiling because people are so confused right now. They don't know which way is up. They don't know which way is down. They don't know anything right now. They've been brainwashed. They've been psyoped. This is a psyop, a counterintelligence operation against the masses. You and I were way, way, way too smart to fall for this stuff. I think we're pretty much on the same page, and we're going to take every action available to us legally, okay, to make the system work for us and not against us. People are being wiped out. I mean, the lies, the tales, the distractions, the deceptions, the tic-tacs, the blame game. You can't make this stuff up if you try to, but that's what's going on here. Satanists now in positions of a power. Imagine our shock with regard to this whole thing. Is this Babylon system is designed to destroy us all, but not you and I. We are the revolution. We've presented multiple solutions about the situation, but let everyone walk into the slaughter. We cannot save everyone. We can't do it. They're blind. Let them stay blind, okay? That means, honestly, look, I want to help everybody. I really, really do. But if these people are going to try to... You see the comments against me and against all of you, especially lately since I exposed things for what they are. They're not human beings. Okay, we could be pretty clear on that here. You these attacks on all of us here. We are pushing the right buttons, and even with all that, my subs continue to grow. So let them do what they got to do. Let them do what they got to do. All right. These are people, things. Okay. Even those here. There's a lot of, I told you already, and there's not just one antichrist. There's a lot of antichrists around here. This world probably it's overwhelmed with them here. Those of us that are able to see through the nonsense are the ones that are going to come out of here, or have the best chance of coming out of here. You understand? Sandy, thank you. Exactly. They are entities. They're not freaking human. But it doesn't look good. We'll take advantage of every single one of them. I warn everybody every day. You know I do. Don't get in my way. Don't get in this pride here. Get in our way, and you are going to regret it. I'm telling you right now. I want to help everybody, and so do you. We want to grow this pride. We want people to understand what's happening to them. They can't understand it because they don't know. They've been lied to and repeatedly lied to over and over and over and over and over and over. It doesn't stop. So when they hear even a bit of truth, they go berserk. They go crazy. They can't handle it. It's astonishing what people do. What people do is they rely on others and look upon them, human beings, okay, or what they perceive as human beings, to bring them out of the miserable spots that they're in. Realize not realizing that they alone have the power to do it. And if you join forces like this family we have, we've created something here, people. I want you to realize, I tell you this all the time, something phenomenal, what we have done here. This isn't my thing. I'm the daddy here. Okay. Maybe I'm kind of like, I'm this guy right now. This is me. All right. I'm the big lion right now. And I've been telling you, there's going to be a point where one of you out here, one of you is going to be the big lion. This is not going to go away. At the point in the future where Greg Mannarino steps down from this, okay, one of you is going to need to take this whole thing over, and one of you will. This will carry on. This is going to grow. This is going to get bigger, more powerful. This is a revolution we've started here, and I hope you're aware of that here. How many people actually understand what's going on, what's happening to them, the fake numbers, how we are 4 times higher today using the same calculation they would use during the Great Depression, 4.2% unemployment rate? Now, it's well over 16. Great Depression levels were 25. We're going to get there. We're going to get there very soon. The Federal Reserve is about to issue in their final solution. I don't know another way to put this here. Destroy us all. Pick on puppets to call on lower. We need lower rates, people. We need them. I promise you. Actually, they're saying we promise you, both of them. We promise you lower rates, which means obviously a weaker currency, which means the corporate agenda with 15% corporate rate cuts. Well, that's just for companies here in the United States that produce other companies. It's going to be on a sliding scale if you listen to what Trump is saying here. But anyway, however you look at it, they're going to pay less than most people are paying, way less than I pay in taxes. I can tell you that right now. Jeffrey, thank you. Yes, the MMRI is back up. It's working, and it has broken down. It has broken down, people. It's amazing. But anyway, look, am I saying anything that you're not aware of? I don't think so. Every single one of you knows what's going on. You're prepared for what's happening. But what's about to happen, I can't underscore this enough. They're setting the stage. The mainstream media is playing the game. They've all gotten the same script. They're repeating the same lines, and it drives me nuts. How many of you out here are like me? And I flip through the channels all day. I want to hear what they're saying. Same script, same words, same everything. What are they not? So obviously they all get their news from the same source. You understand? The CNBCs, the Bloombergs, the Fox Business. It's all the same. Robert, thank you. And they don't even try to cover it up. They just tell you the same thing. And there's no counter argument. Why is it, in your opinion, okay, that they will never have a guy like me or any one of you on one? Let me tell you something about you. If you follow this blog for 6 months, I have no doubt about it that you know more about how the system works, how money, how cash works than anybody else here. More than any of these people that go to their freaking business schools or anywhere else. You know how many business people I hear from? Greg, I went to X business school. I've learned more from you than I've learned in business school. And look, I learned this stuff from being in the trenches. I learned this stuff because I study it around. I've become obsessed with this. I'm not kidding. When I dream about this stuff sometimes, I really do. And I consider it a profound responsibility. Robert, did I say thank you to you? A profound responsibility to have over 260, what do I got? 260, 270,000. I don't even know what I got. People that follow this blog. That's a lot of people. That's enough to fill Madison Square Garden like 10 times every day. These videos get 25,000 views on average. That's enough to fill Madison Square Garden twice a day. That is a lot of people who count on me giving them actionable information here and pointing out what truths are. And again, the more we tell the truth, the more haters we're going to get. Laugh at them. Laugh at them. They're going to push back. I already told you. Expect it. Expect pushback. But you see, they're weak. We can push back 10 times harder without using profanity. That you notice when you read the comments here, you know who the devils are, okay? They can't carry on a normal conversation. They can't present their case in a logical way. It's filled with hatred. It's filled, a lot of it is with curse words. They can't communicate outside of that realm. You understand? I would be willing to talk to any of these people to present to me a logical case as to why, but they can't do that. It's an attack. It's an attack. They can't function outside of that dark realm. You understand? It's very easy to know who these people are. Look through the comments. Look through the comments and laugh. Just right, laugh out loud at every single one of them. Laugh at them. You want to make them angry? Just laugh. Because they think whatever they are. They're things. They're not even human either. They can't take it. Scotane, thank you. I appreciate that. Exactly. They can't logically debate. It's outside of their realm. It's hatred. It's whatever they gotta throw at you. And you can read the comment and feel it. You understand? That's what they want. They want to strike an emotion in you. They're very adept at it. They've been doing this since the creation of the universe. Okay, these things, some of them are thousands and thousands of years old. They're not human. You have to. When I say these kinds of things, I mean what I say. Okay, so some of you think that maybe I'm just joking around when I say this is not human. They're not. They don't possess a human quality. Okay, we have empathy. We feel for each other. We feel a responsibility to each other. I feel a responsibility to you, and I believe that you feel the same way about me. All right. Anyway, I don't know what else to say here. Pan sell off today, kind of what we expected it, but what's not being reported, it's all being covered up. And going back to earlier, people look. I've been warning and warning and warning and warning about the banking system. The entire system itself, forget the banks are part of it, but the entire system, I want you to think about this again. We've had a constitutional money system, that's the USS Constitution there, stolen from us. It just was taken right from underneath us. And I think we've had enough of this. Now they've implemented this debt-based system that demands that more debt be pulled into this system. It must operate. Think about what I'm going to tell you. It's nothing new, but if you're new here, pay attention. It must operate in a perpetual vacuum that can never be filled. When you hear, just an example, any candidate trying to tell you that they have a plan here to pay down the debt or whatever it might be, you're being lied to on a massive scale. The only thing they can do is feed more debt into it. Henceforth, while you're hearing the same people that are saying, I have a plan to cut the debt, they're telling this out of the other side of their mouth, they're saying, guess what we're going to do? We're going to promise you lower rates, which is inflating the debt, allowing the Fed to get into the market, buy it all, create distortions across the spectrum of asset classes. You see, we know where the lies are. They're very easy to spot if you just listen. When you hear things, listen to what's happening. When you see things, look at it. You understand? This is a big part of, like, for example, me. When I look at these headlines, I write all over them. The first things that come into my mind. Start doing this. Practice this as an exercise. When you read something, like a headline, whatever it might be, the first thought that pops into your head, write it down. Write it down. And then see, okay, why did that thought come to your mind? Why did you just say, for example, me, I wrote emergency monetary policy, credit freeze, liquidity crisis, which we know they're pushing us into that. Let me explain to you what's going to happen here. Okay, it's too easy to see. Just like we called what was going to happen at the end of last year, mass corporate layoffs. No one was saying this stuff. You and I did. It's too easy. When you follow a basic line or a trend line, let's say, for example, and you look at events that are occurring, and then you just have a little bit of insight into what, if you know what the grander plan is, it makes it too simple. And you and I are really up on that. Okay, we know what the grand plan is. It's destruction. It's central banks bringing us to our knees. A new system here, massive debt creation, asset purchases by central banks, enriching the 1% and 2% at the expense of everybody else. There's no really, honestly, this is not an accident that around the world today, we are seeing an extinction level event occur where the middle class it's just gone. They're disappearing. And this thing is going to happen. Well, again, this 3-tier society. Okay, look, those of you, I know there's some of you that study history. Maybe there's even some history teachers here. The 3-tier society is a new thing, relatively new in the grand scheme of things. Generally, it's overlords and serfs. overlords and serfs, that's what they want. They don't want this anymore. They want to rule it all. And a big part of this, okay, and I know I'm going to be called a conspiracy theory nut, they are going to vastly reduce the population of this world via whatever mechanism they could come up with. And we've spoken about this repeatedly, so I'm not going to go over it again. Okay. It should be very obvious that the things that we talk about here, that we see going on here, are happening and will continue to happen to a greater degree moving forward. I think we're on the same page. All right, people, look, we got each other's backs, and that's really what matters here. And we all know what we need to do, what actions that we need to take, and we're doing it. But again, we're not just sitting here getting entertained. I'd like to think maybe I'm kind of somewhat entertaining, but at the same point, I think it's much bigger than that. It's much bigger than that. Yes, Mitch knows. People, all right, look, I'm going to open up this floor to all of you. So the MMRI is still low. Hold on a minute. The MMRI it's still high. We're in still a high risk zone. It's not. First of all, even at a low risk zone, it doesn't mean that an outlier can't occur. I just don't see that right now. There's too much effort right now to destroy the dollar. I know you're all paying attention to what's happening to the dollar, along with other currencies. Look, I know I talk about the dollar a lot, okay? Because I live here in what was once known as the United States of America, which has now become a corporate state controlled by the government, and the government is the Federal Reserve. Okay, but this is a worldwide phenomenon. Central banks are destroying the purchasing power of their currency by design. And again, this really hurts the people at the bottom here, or in the middle class. The people at the lower rung, they're done already. The middle class, again, they get the extra created cash much later, after the 1% and 2%ers get access to it first. Again, the Cantillon effect. Look into it, people. I've talked about it. I've done videos about it. I've sent you videos about it. I've written papers about it. They want more of this. They want the Fed to get in here and cut, because that means a lot more money creation. They want puppets promising lower rates, which is the polar opposite of what we need. We want mom and pop shops back. I know I do. We want U.S. small businesses back, small businesses around the world back. We don't make anything in our nation anymore. No one wants our stuff, henceforth why the trade deficit is ballooning. And you think it's going to stop anytime soon, no matter whatever puppet they put behind the Resolute desk, all of a sudden it's going to be a miracle? You really think that certain entities are going to be the ones to cut government waste? Really? Really? You believe it? You bought it? Of course you bought it. Some people bought it. And some people understand what it is. It's a thing, creature. You know what I'm talking about. Not mentioning names anymore. I don't think I have to. Because that's their kind. They want their kind in positions of power. Nowhere where they should be. But you have to understand, there's no way they can win. No way they can win. Because our power comes from the Almighty. All right? Invincible power. Unlimited power. You understand? That's where our power comes from, people. Okay? You got it? And we're the enemy. We are the enemy of the darkness. Okay? That's another thing we are. And we are the enemy of the freaking darkness. All right. Yes, the uninverted yield curve. Are you watching that, Zachary? You know what's going on here, man. It's yield curve control. Yield curve control. The Fed is making it look beautiful. They're bending the whole yield curve back. You're watching what's going on here. This phenomenon that you and I have been talking about for many, many months. I don't know how long you've been here, Zachary. But let's bring you up to speed, dude. Bring it up to speed. What else, guys and girls? You guys want to talk about anything else before we get out of here? My favorite Rush album. Wow. That's a good one, man. I don't know. 2112. There you go. Look, at the second I said 2112, Tank 624. I have to agree with you on that. How's the eyes? Well, I got clearance from the eye surgeon to go drag racing, for which I did yesterday. Test and tune. I ran 2 solo runs. If you want to see those runs, both in the 8-second range, okay, I'm happy about that. I got to work on my reaction time. I've been out of this for a while, as you know, the weather and then my eye couldn't race. But if you want to see those 2 races, check out my Instagram. There is a link down here. You can check that out. I wish more of you would paint bank runs. I wish more of you would check out my Instagram. It's a pretty cool thing. It's nothing at all about I need a disconnect from the markets. It's about it's about a whole other things, racing and dogs and life. And I post a lot of stuff in my personal life over there too, pictures of stuff I do. Bank runs, people, come on, man. Let's bring this guy up to speed. The banking system is insolvent. The banking system is dying, okay? No loans, no deposits, no deals. You and I called this out, those three things. When did you hear those kind of things from the mainstream media? Have they ever told you those three things? No, they haven't. It's too easy to understand. And that's why, and we called, before the regional banks started to fall, we called out those three things. Those three things still exist. And a power grab is going to go on here. We're going to see waves of bank failures being pushed off. You're not allowed to know what's going on. They have to think that we're the greatest nation. Factories aren't closing. Manufacturing isn't cratering, falling off of a cliff. Sell more to sell. Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Debts and deficits hyper ballooning, hiring at a historic low, unemployment rate at 4 times what you can't know that stuff, so they're holding it off. Wait till after the selection. How many of you have been with me long enough to remember, and I'm still talking about it, telling you 2025. Again, you just need to put together a few things. And you can see, you really can. You don't need a crystal ball. And we're not going to be right all the time. Lord knows, I have been wrong many, many times. But look at the grander picture. With the calls we have made, you and I, we're right 90% of the time. 90, okay, 90. And we're going to remain in that range, okay? I can promise you that. It's too easy. It's too easy. Greg, is the market now correlated to the economy? I know you're joking, dude. That was Jim Cramer. Yes, he did say that. And it got backed up by a couple other people here too. No, there's no correlation at all whatsoever. The market, the Dow just last week, 2 record highs. This is seasonality. This is nothing. Don't get rattled here. Pay attention to what's happening in the debt market. Watch the dollar. Better yet, watch the MMRI. Again, free to everybody. Link in the description of this video. We know what's going on. People, it's too easy. I don't know another way to put it. It's too easy. But it's not because we're any smarter than anybody else, just because we're aware. Honestly, that's kind of it. No, Matthew, don't do that, dude. The question is buy JEPQ now. I started building a position in JEPQ a while back. I built JEPI first. I haven't added to that. I don't plan on buying more of that. Not because I don't like it, but because I already have a substantial position there. I'm building a JEPQ position. Now, I already told you, people, look, maybe you're new who just asked me that question. Please subscribe to my newsletter. This is in your inbox right now. I told everyone, hold your fire. I know it's been really hard when we had that big sell-off. I know some of you bought. I don't blame you, especially because we saw the VIX skyrocket. People fear when there's blood in the water, that's when you buy. But I held back. Market's fallen since then. I don't know if it's over. I want to wait for the Fed announcement. Then yes, I will be buying no matter what happens. All right, look, let's just line this up here. PDBC, absolutely another one. We're going to stay on this course. All right. I will be staying on this course. You guys and girls, I can't tell you what to do. I've already got myself in a lot of trouble with this. You know that. Don't even put up stock picks anymore. You know what happened to me twice, not once, but twice. SEC doesn't like Greg Mannarino, and I don't like them either, but that's okay. Actually, I'll be honest with you. My interactions with the SEC were not bad. They were not bad. I got the same guy both times on the phone and interacting with me, who was actually kind of cool and looked to kind of help me. And we got through that. And again, nothing happened. Some beautiful people out here reported me to the SEC on multiple occasions saying Greg was front running the market because Greg's following is so big. He has the power to move markets. That is absolutely not true. Okay. That's why when I was recommending stock positions, I was recommending large cap stocks, large cap. There's no way you or me combined have the power to move that kind of, there's no way. So I was investigated and I came out with nothing, but thanks to those people, I no longer I no longer put individual picks, and I'm not. Look, you all know what I'm doing. I can't tell you what to buy and or sell. I can tell you what I'm doing, and I will continue to do that. So, with regard to when the Fed makes their announcement, no matter what happens here, whether the market drops, which it could play out to be a sell the news moment, but on the back of the selling what we've seen, I don't know. Doesn't matter. We're still way, way, way long the market. I mean, we own it. We own a lot of this market. Me and my lions who are in the market. You don't have to be in the market to be a lion. You have to be aware. You should at least own gold. Silver has exposure to commodities, especially silver. You know that. You know my feelings about other things too. Musical instruments, artwork, classic cars, if you're able to do that. But the number one, Brian, thank you. So got it right here. People, this is it. Silver, right here, silver. Got it all over my freaking desk, everywhere. Lovely things. I love them. Silver. But look, like I say, I can tell you what I'm doing, and I can't get in trouble for it. Okay, from what I understand. I've talked to a bunch of people on this. A couple of friends of mine, lawyers. Greg, don't put the stock picks up anymore. They're on you. Stop doing it. Okay, but I can tell you what I am doing, which is, again, how I'm building up my position, how I'm placing myself to take advantage of this. And that's what I want you guys and girls to do too. Okay, again, I'm not telling you to buy or sell the damn thing. I'm telling you what I'm doing. My plans are at the announcement. Let's see. Okay, hold that thought too. Maybe I should elaborate further. I'm not saying that the day that the Fed makes the announcement, I'm going to jump in here. I want to see how the market reacts. Let's throw this out here. Let's say the Fed makes the announcement, the Dow drops 1,000 points. Let's sit back a moment here. Would that be a buying opportunity? I think it would. But let's just maybe wait till the next day. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know how I'm going to play it yet. When I do make a decision to do that, I will send it out in my newsletter, and I will talk about it right here. Please, if you have not subscribed to my newsletter, there is a link in the description of this video. Again, if I'm removed here from YouTube, I'm not posting anywhere else. I have my own platform, and that's where I will be. If you want to be with me, I hope you are. This family we build, pretty big. I want you to join me there. So do subscribe. Anyway, pretty much, people, that's where we're at. Let me see if there's anything else you guys and girls want to cover here. No, man, I'm not the man. I'm just a guy who talks. That's it, man. I just hope I make sense to all of you. And look, I'm not going to connect with everybody. Nobody can. That's the way it is. But at least we could, look, even those of you that don't agree with what I say, present a logical argument, and I am willing to learn. Anyone that believes that they are the smartest person in the room is the dumbest, okay? And I know for a fact that I am not the smartest guy. By exponents, all of you here are smarter than I am. And together we got this. I just really feel that way, because we got this from every angle, not just from a finance. I play this game because it's fun. In the markets, I love the markets. I'm obsessed with it. I like to watch the movement of money. I like to listen to the freak show, the non-human demonic entities, all that stuff. I like to watch it. It's entertaining to me, really is. But more so than that is what we're going to end this video with, and I think we're going to end it right now. All right, look. So it's Friday. It's Friday. So yes, we are going to bring it in. Actually, that's exactly what we're going to do. Bring it in. All right. This is more important than anything else that we talk about, right? Every day during these years, and we do the same thing every Friday. You ready? You ready? Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. People, this guy here loves you from the heart with all I got. Thank you, Jonathan, honestly. And please enjoy the rest of your weekend. Check out my Instagram. All right. It's cool stuff. There's a lot of things there you're not going to see here. Some of my personal life, the drag racing stuff. And again, there's a link down here in the description of this video. So I'd appreciate it if you go check that out. I think you'll enjoy it outside of this whole thing. All right. So people, take care of yourselves until we meet again. That will be Sunday for the look ahead. It's going to be, this is, what could be more entertaining than watching this freaking freak show? I don't know what could. All right. Love you all with all I got. See you Sunday.